Hi there, and thank you for tuning in. In this video I want to talk about how I made it with a backpack not designed for photography, and how I eventually decided to go for a backpack that is designed for photography, and how you can make it with this one, and what the advantage is of investing in a dedicated backpack. So let's get started. So one bag that in my experience really meets the requirements in terms of ergonomics is this one. It's designed for biking. It's a Deuter backpack, and the model is Superbike 18 EXP. So it's not the biggest of bags, but it really is a well designed and well made bag. I've had so many bags, and that's why I'm no expert on ergonomics, but I can feel whether it works with me or against me, and I can tell you I've had really many backpacks, and this one is probably the best, at least in this size. It has padding that is, the trick with padding is that if it's too soft and you have a heavy load in your backpack, then the padding will quickly, be squeezed to the bottom, so to speak, so that it becomes, it starts cutting your shoulders. And this one is an excellent compromise between being hard and soft. I mean, I can have very heavy loads in this bag and not be bothered by it. So it's absolutely, impressive product. And for many years, this bag was my photography bag. But you cannot use this as your photography bag standalone, because it just has one big room. And of course, if you throw in your camera and your lenses and whatnot, then they will, be blended in one big pile here, and they will of course hurt each other and scratch each other, and you can't have that. So you need something more than this bag. But for ergonomics, I have no problems recommending this bag. And if you're in the market for a bicycle backpack, not too big, this one is brilliant. So let's talk a little bit about what you can do about this one big room. Okay, so 3 products to serve as room dividers in your backpack. I start with the camera, and here I have something called xwrap. It's a German product. Apparently I like German products. But what it does is it enables you to do like this. Put your camera here right in the middle, and then just wrap it like a little baby, like this. Yeah? And then your camera is relatively well protected. It's not very thick, so you can't drop it on the floor, obviously. But sitting in your backpack, it is protected from other things trying to get to it, so to speak. And it works really well. It's really easy to open again. And that's basically it. If you're worried about your lens, take some of the useless UV filters and put on front of your lens. What they will do is, if your lens was hit, then the UV filter would take the hit and have the scratch. You can just take out the UV filter and put in a new one. I think they're very inexpensive. So that way you can protect your lens if this setup worries you that maybe your lens isn't as well protected as it should be when it sits on your camera. But I prefer actually to have the lens, or at least one lens, mounted on the camera like this, so it's ready to go when I come out. You could of course also separate these two and have the lens and the camera stored separately. But that's the way I prefer to do it. So that takes care of the lens, one lens, and the camera. If you have more lenses, then you can buy some of these things from Lowepro, I think it is called. It's a German product. I'm Danish, so This is an 8 by 12 centimeters, and you can get these in many sizes. So many sizes, it's scary, but basically what you need to do is to make sure that for the relevant lens that you have, that you want to carry, that you get the right size. This one fits beautifully, and it also has a little pocket if you have some memory cards here. And here on the back, if you're really nerdy, I think this is the nerdy way to go, you can mount this in your belt, right? That's a little bit too nerdy for me, but there are some few options here. You just close this like with a zipper here. Let's get this one down here, and there you go. Really well protected. I haven't tried, but I think it would survive, being maybe not dropped on the floor, but at least it could take a little bit of beating without your lens being hurt, because it's really well padded. So clearly a good way of protecting your lens. If we take the same product, actually exactly the same size, I use that also when I have to carry my drone. It sits down here, right? Also very well protected. And I have some cables sitting in this little pocket here, where they're relevant for the drone. So this works really well. And the final thing I use to divide the room and protect my gear, that is this thing from Think Tank. It's a little pouch, I think they call it. And what I absolutely love about this one, other than it can carry all my bits and bobs, is that it has a little window. So if you're so old as I am and forget where you put stuff, you don't have to, open like you do with your toilet bag and see, did I remember the toothpaste? You can actually just have a look here and see what's actually inside. Did I get all the bits and bobs that I need for my photography? So another good product. There are similar products out there. I'm not pushing these particularly, but the type of products is what you need to help you divide the big room in your non-photography backpack, so that your gear is still well protected and relatively easy to access. Okay, so this is my messy office where I have all my gear. It's over here, you can't even see that, and then it's here and there, and I have many lenses, many cameras, and la-di-da-di-da. And what I typically do is, when I have to pack the Deuter backpack, I would pick whatever is relevant of the gear, wrap it for transportation, put it in the bag, go do the shooting, come back and basically reverse the process. And that process over time becomes somewhat cumbersome. I would still say that if I have to go hiking, I would always use my Deuter backpack because ergonomics is so much better. But I have found the need for a camera bag, because this process of taking your gear, packaging it, going out on a shoot, coming back, and then putting everything back where it used to be. I mean, you can't see there is a system here, but there actually is, believe me. So the thing is that I have finally caved in and bought a camera bag for this reason. And the main purpose of that bag, other than protecting my gear, is that it enables me to have the gear sitting in my camera bag, right? I can have my gear living in the bag, so to speak, right? So it's not all the gear that I need for every shoot that I have in my camera bag, but maybe 2/3. So I have, to a large extent, I'm ready to go because I have this camera bag, right? Okay, so the bag that I finally ended up with was this one from MindShift called Backlight, 26 liters. And it has many rooms and things that I need. You can see here it has storage for your PC. It can sit right here, and it has also for your laptop. And this I really enjoy because often when I am traveling, I bring my PC so I can do my editing. The problem, however, is if you put both a laptop and an iPad in here, then because of the design, you can see it's designed a little bit like a big shoebox. Then the weight will be very far away from your back, so it feels very, very heavy. So, I mean, but I guess you wouldn't go hiking with a laptop here. I mean, at least I wouldn't. The big selling point for this one is that it enables you to access the stuff from the back, so to speak, instead of going on top or from the other side as you would with a traditional backpack. This one here can enable you to do like this, and then you can access all your stuff. The straps here, they sit around you so that you can actually stand with this without the bag touching the ground. And I know this is one of the key selling points for this backpack, but I have never used it like that. I always put it on the ground. And in my mind, it would have been much nicer had you been able to, had this stuff here on the back of the backpack been made so that it could be put on the ground, designed to be put on the ground, be much more, much stronger material than it is here. So I just put it on the ground and then open it like this. The padding is nowhere near as good as it is on the Deuter, but it's not too bad either. in my mind is a little bit on the soft side. And also I think I'm missing some padding here on the top of the backpack. So I would never go hiking with this one. I would always use my Deuter solution for that, because I think ergonomically the Deuter is so much better. But this one has some advantages. If, for instance, it's a shoot where you, as I often do, go by car and you don't have to walk far from your car to the shooting location and back again. This works really well, and it has a lot of room and room dividers. And in terms of how to divide this space, I don't think you could wish for more. It really has all the flexibility. You can move everything around, and everything is Velcro, so you can build the rooms there as you need them, and so on and so forth. This works really, really well. So in terms of, you know, having your stuff, if you like me find that you need to have your stuff ready to go, I think this is a really good backpack. And also the fact that it can carry your PC, your laptop that is, and an iPad, that also to me is some really good strongholds. In terms of the padding and the ergonomics, this is probably the best alternative I have been able to find in the market, and that's why I chose this one. That was my 2 cents about camera bags and backpacks. I hope this was useful. If you have any comments or questions, please don't hesitate to post them in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching. Take care. Bye bye.